Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're interested in seeing how I accomplished this hairstyle, go ahead and stay tuned. But before we get in the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button, guys. So first things first, as usual, I am going to be starting off with freshly washed hair, and of course we blow dried it so that it can be nice and stretched, so that these braids can be nice and tight and neat. So this style is the half cornrow, half knotless box braids. So as you guys can see, I parted the section where it's gonna be the cornrows. So I did it from ear to ear, or should I say behind the ear. That's why I set up my part. I don't want it to be too far back and I don't want it to be too far up. The only thing with my client is she does have a pretty tiny head, so I tried to do, as much as I could in the front, but at the same time, she doesn't really have that big of a head, so I had to make it look proportioned to both sides. So as you guys can see, I am gonna start off by doing my knotless box braids, knotless boho box braids. So you guys are gonna see me just continuing the process in the back. I'm adding 2 strands of the curly hair to each box braid or knotless box braid. So you guys continue to watch and see. And just so that I can kind of create my own curls at the bottom, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, I just left a lot of the hair toward the end unbraided because I wanted to be able to create these bouncy full curls just like you guys saw. So I kind of wanted to get y'all opinion on something. I've heard people say that box braids are not good protective styles. I've heard people say that they are good protective styles. I've had a little bit of both experiences with some of my clients. I've had clients who said that they did braids, and when they went to take it out or take it down, it took a lot of their hair with it. And then I've had other people who said that they've had a tremendous amount of growth. So what I've observed is that, there are times when those persons who experience the hair loss is just because they have very sensitive and delicate hair. And from the get-go, they already had thin hair in that area to begin with. And then those who don't experience that, obviously they had a fuller amount of hair and it's not fragile, it's not thin. So you guys tell me what y'all think. What has been your experience? Have you experienced anything like that before? Do you view these as protective styles? Do you view them as something that's pulling your hair out? Let me know in the comment section below. So I just wanted to also bring out some other points as well. This is actually my cousin, and so when she first decided to allow her hair to go natural, she said that it was the best thing that she could have ever done. However, something that I've started to notice over the course of the years is that her sides and the back, they all started to thin up. And while that can be, because of genetics, maybe your mother or your father has thin hair or whatever the case may be, I also realized too that depending on how many times or how much we wear our hair up in a ponytail and how much we pull at it, it could also cause this. So I am almost thinking that that's what's going on with her. But in any case, I made these braids in the front very thin. I did not add that much hair in there because I didn't want it to be heavy on her edges. And feed-ins are always my favorite because I don't feel like it's pulling too much at the beginning of the hair, or I should say the beginning of the braid. I'm sorry guys, I cannot talk today. So yes, like I said, usually when I notice that in someone's hair, I typically try to already put in my mind that I'm going to be using as little hair as possible because I don't want to pull down, or I don't want it to be too heavy on their head. I remember when I was first learning how to do the feed-in braids, especially when they get thicker toward the middle and the end, so that it kind of gives you that close-up style. I remember when I was first learning how to do that, and I could not figure out what was the ratio, the weave to hair ratio that I needed. But as you guys can see, I did not add too much hair again. However, I started off with the braid with mostly her hair and added small strands. And as I got to the middle and the end, I started adding thicker strands. And that's what makes it have that no space full look. And for these types of hairstyles, it is very important for you to have the right kind of braid gel, and also to make sure that your client does not have any products in their hair. I know a lot of them think that they're helping us out by washing their hair and then putting a oil or leave-in conditioner in there to make it soft. But I promise you guys, it does not help. It makes it so much harder for us to be able to braid your hair and to mix our products, whether we're using a specific braid gel. It makes it that much harder for us to be able to make it look good without any buildup, or being able to grip it without it being too slippery. So the awesome thing about making these kind of videos is that pretty much the hairstyle or the braiding pattern is pretty much repetitive. You guys saw in the back, I was just doing box braids. In the front, you kind of have an idea of how I'm trying to lay these braids, which takes a little time, might I add, because you got to really take your time to make the parting perfect, make sure it's the right proportionate size. It's a lot that goes into it, guys. Braiding is definitely an art. If it was something that was totally easy, everybody would be able to do it. But I would definitely say with practice and with time, you can definitely get it, exactly the way that you want it or the way you see it on Instagram or you see it on social media. I don't think I mentioned what kind of hair I used as our curly hair. This is actually human hair. I believe it was an 18-inch deep wave, and this is some hair that she ordered off of Amazon. I can put the link down in the description box, but this hair was very good. It was nice and full. That's one of my pet peeves. I don't like getting hair where it's full at the top, and then as it goes to the end, it starts to become thin and scraggly. I do not like that. So this hair actually did not give me that feel, so I will definitely give you guys the link in the description box below. So I tried my best. I've seen other YouTube videos where they don't exactly show the other side. I tried my best to get the other side. Basically what we did was, we stopped the cornrows at a specific spot. And then under the cornrows, we just added in box braids, knotless box braids, just like the back. So this is actually the video clip of me doing the other side, which I said I tried to get a good video or a good shot of it, but I couldn't get it. So this is how it looks. It's just a continuation of box braids all throughout. So usually when I braid hair, none of my clients really care too much to have edges out just because they don't want to have to constantly deal with fixing it. But then there are a few that do want me to leave some hair out, and so this was the tiny amount of hair I left out, guys. I do not like to put mousse on the curly hair, especially since it's human hair, because I feel like it's going to make it too hard. So I just add a little bit of oil into those curls and mostly put the mousse on the top. And as you guys can see, this is exactly how it came out. It's so beautiful. She had a nice ombre look, and it was just gorgeous. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. Until then, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.